Graduates, in all the years that I've been either involved in graduation ceremonies as a student or a faculty member or presiding over them, I don't think we've ever focused on what managed to get you here to Boise State as an entering student, on the success you had in high school, on the success you had in elementary school, on the teachers in your earlier lives that made the difference as to why you were even allowed to sign up and enroll at a university. That all changes today at Boise State University for the very first time. Joining us on stage today are two people who have called this omission, you might call it, to our attention. Their passion for education has very personal roots. Alan and Wendy Pesky founded the Lee Pesky Learning Center, headquartered in Boise, in honor of their son Lee, who died in 1995 at age 30 from a brain tumor. As a child, Lee had to learn skills to overcome dysgraphia, a problem with organizing letters, numbers, and words on a line or page. The center, created in his name, focuses on giving children and adults with learning disabilities and those living in poverty the tools they need to succeed in school. The center also works with teachers around Idaho to give them the updated tools and information on the latest developments in teaching techniques and research findings. Today, in conjunction with our College of Education, Alan and Wendy are here to honor 4 outstanding and inspirational elementary and secondary education teachers and their schools with the very first Pesky Awards for Inspirational Teaching. Nominations were compiled from students in our own College of Education to recognize K-12 teachers in Idaho who make a major difference in the lives of their students through their passion and caring. Each of the 4 teachers being honored today will receive $2,000 and their schools will receive $500 each. Alan and Wendy Pesky, in addition to being business owners and leading active professional lives, have spent much of their lives in service to education and the community through service on various boards and philanthropic support. We are very pleased to have them with us today and would like to invite Alan Pesky to the podium to tell you in his own words the inspiration behind this award.
You think you're nervous out there. Thank you very much for those nice words. Looking out at all of you, I have one word that describes my feelings. Wow. 55 years ago, I graduated from college. I was the first one in my family on either side to go to college, which made it extra special. And now, 55 years later, I have the great honor of speaking at Boise State University's graduation. Wow. I am here today because of an award my wife and I established that is being given out for the first time. Although I have always had an interest in education, it wasn't until we opened the doors of Lee Pesky Learning Center that it became the focal point of my life. It has given me a totally different perspective of the important role education plays in the life of an individual and on the broader scale for our society. It has also given Wendy and me the opportunity to get to know the wonderful teachers who work for Lee Pesky Learning Center and to observe their dedication and enthusiasm. We have also had the opportunity for the past 15 years since we opened the doors of the center to have met and interacted with many public school teachers throughout Idaho. During this time, we have come to realize the incredible resource these teachers are to the children and families of Idaho and to the future of our country. When we talk about the heroes in our society, we talk deservingly about those in the military, firefighters, policemen, etc., who defend, care for, and rightfully deserve our praise. But do we see the same adoration for our teachers, who in so many ways are the guarantors of our country's future in an ever more global and competitive world? The teachers don't do it for large salaries or retirement benefits or the medals they will receive when they retire. What they seek is acknowledgement that what they do has value. And I'm sorry to say that is not happening in our country today. The teaching profession is being maligned, and teachers are being blamed for the comparative performance of our students versus those in other countries. This has led to the goal of education being how well a student performs on a test. This is the same mentality that fed the subprime mortgage crisis, a crisis that fosters a belief that is the end result that matters, not the integrity of how you get there. My wife and I believe that the end result of education should not be based solely on how well a student does on an exam. We believe it should be based on how well teachers inspire students to want to learn, to challenge them to use their imagination, with the ultimate goal of succeeding in life. That is why we proposed establishing an award for teachers that not only were an inspiration to their students, but also lit a fire in them to want to seek a career in teaching. I would like to close today with something I read in a speech by the author and New York Times News columnist Tom Friedman. It is from a toned-down version of a poem written by the slam poet Taylor Molley. It is called What Teachers Make. The dinner guests were sitting around the table discussing life. One man, a CEO, decided to explain the problem with education. He argued this way: what's a kid going to learn from someone who decided his best option in life was to become a teacher? You know, it's true what they say about teachers. Those who can do, do. Those who can't do, teach. To corroborate his statement, he said to another guest, "Hey, Susan, you're a teacher. Be honest, what do you make?" Susan, who had a reputation for honesty and frankness, replied, "You want to know what I make? I make kids work harder than they ever thought they could, and I can make kids sit through 40 minutes of study hall in absolute silence. I can make a C+ feel like the Congressional Medal of Honor, and an A feel like a slap in the face of a student who didn't do his or her very best." Susan continued, "I can make parents tremble when I call home, or feel almost like they won the lottery when they tell them how their child is progressing. Gaining speed," she went on, "you want to know what I make? I make kids wonder. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them write, and I make them read, read, read. I make them show all their work in math and hide it all on their final drafts in English." Susan then paused. "You want to know what I make?" she said. "I make a difference. What about you?" Good. Good luck to all of you. I hope you all aspire to make a difference. Thank you.
And now let's meet four of Idaho's finest teachers. If I could have Alan and Wendy Pesky come forward, and Dean Diane Booth of the College of Education, they will help with the recognition of these inspirational teachers. Karen Finch, please come forward. Karen is a 5th and 6th grade teacher at Whittier Elementary here in Boise. She teaches mathematics, health, reading, and spelling. She earned her degree from California State University Northridge, and in 2010 was named a Boise Rotary Distinguished Educator. Her nominator, Andrea Thiltgen, who is graduating today with her degree in elementary education, had this to say about Ms. Finch: Karen's young at heart attitude inspires her students, their parents, and her colleagues at Whittier Elementary School. She believes that every student has raw talent and that each child can be successful when they find their niche and seize the opportunity to excel. I gain confidence knowing that there are teachers like Karen who empower, engage, and impact numerous students every day. Congratulations, Karen Finch. Darcy Jones. Darcy Jones teaches kindergarten and general education at Riverside Elementary here in Boise. She received both her baccalaureate and master's degree from Boise State University. Her nominator, Amanda Campbell, who graduated in elementary education last spring, had this to say about Ms. Jones. Darcy is a model teacher who differentiates every lesson plan, connects with parents, and builds bridges between home and school. Her hands-on approach to teaching encourages her young learners to explore and feel comfortable to attempt new tasks, to fail, and to try again. This approach makes learning engaging and enjoyable, which sets the tone for her students throughout their academic careers. Congratulations, Darcy Jones. Harold Kirschensteiner is a 7th and 8th grade teacher at Lake Hazel Middle School in Meridian. He teaches pre-algebra, algebra, and geometry. He earned his baccalaureate degree from Boise State University in the early 80s. His nominator, Megan Rowe, who is graduating today with a degree in math secondary education, wrote this about Harold. Mr. Kirschensteiner has changed my life from the time I was a 12-year-old student in his classroom to now being able to complete my student teaching with him. His constant encouragement and support have given me the confidence to know that I will be the best secondary education math teacher I can possibly be. He has shown me that it takes more than a college education to be a good educator. Congratulations, Harold Kirschensteiner. Marcy Van Yoon. Marcy teaches orchestra in grades 9 to 12 at Centennial High School in Meridian. She has degrees from Olivet College and the University of California, Santa Barbara. She was nominated by Megan Wilhite, who is graduating today in music education, who wrote, Marcy's main purpose is to help kids to be the best and brightest musicians they can be. From the time I was a 15-year-old student of hers until the time I was a student teacher in her classroom, Marcy has always inspired her students to reach for the stars and to never give up. Her presence in the classroom is always encouraging and uplifting, which never ceases to amaze me. Congratulations, Marcy Van Yoon. Well, Alan Pesky, thank you so much for those wonderful words. Those were words that I think we will remember for some time to come, and we hope that's the case with our guest as well. We know that our guests join us from communities across Idaho and many communities outside of Idaho. We hope that our recognition of teachers helps our guests to refocus support for teachers in their own communities. And now,